Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
First of all, let's see the definition of it. The diagrams also, but let's see. Let's go to this Investopedia kind of website. Supplier chain management is the monitoring and optimization of production and distribution of company products and services. It seeks to make up to more efficient process, involve turning raw materials and components into final products. Now look at this word here. Involved in turning raw materials and components into final products. What you sell in the market. First, you get raw material, you produce them, you manufacture them, and then you sell it as a final product in the market, getting them to the ultimate customer. Effective SCM can help streamlining company activities to eliminate waste, maximize customer value, and gain a competitive advantage in the marketplace. It is a centralized management of fluid goods and services to form a company and includes all the process, mold, and transforming raw materials to components into final products. Basically, whatever you procure as for last 2 days, we are discussing this. For example, we procure cocoa from African farmers or customers or companies. Then in factories and manufacturing units, we produce this raw cocoa into coffee format. Or chocolate format and then sell it to the customers. In between, we issue the purchase orders also, we get the supplier invoices also, we pay. The suppliers also, we set up the purchase item, we set up the spend category payment. Terms, supplier group, supplier categories, and many more things. This is a good comparison here. Now see here, Workday has almost 341 customers, something I saw. Compared to the customer base of Workday and SAP Financial Supply Chain Management, we can see that Workday has 38182 customers, 38,000, whereas SAP Supply Chain Management has 986,9 customers. You can definitely see Workday has more education. Workday has more. It's been ranked as second. It's been ranked as sixth. Comparing the market share and geography customer base in the region, you can see that Workday has more customers in the US. You can get a while less supply chain and more customers in the United States. Customer movement this month, you can see they got 2.42 customers for supply chain amendment and they lost 230. Workday, SAP and compete against each other enterprise, planning human capital management. What is the market share of SAP and Workday? Let's click on that. Is it a part of HCM human capital management? No. Financial management. It's more about the financial concept of supply chain, more. Rather than the operational part and warehouse part, that's it is a comparison to Workday and SAP. Let's go through it. I'll do that. I'm going to say it was impressive and 30% pictures submitted following the last few releases of the company that they've got summer, the announcements. If you see, it's going to be a metaphor. You will see Workday always have more content and appreciation in the market. Understood? You can see it yourself also. And we can have the verdict here. It's reasonable compared. No, makes no mistake. As if we work there to that competitors. It will be their own pitch and may not lose, depending on the use factors. Workday innovation can. This works for them. When you start to look at the complexity solution, because I've been about this much better place to implement and draw attention to customer focus. As if we can play catch up, because in a lot of cases there's no catch up to. As it hasn't won the hearts and mind of customers who were asked to get feedback. I see Workday only not because I am into Workday, but you can see here. You're working in Workday. Yes, I am for last 10 years. I have 16 years of experience in total. Out of which 10 plus years, it's been to Workday implementation support. Which location? I'm working with a Big Four company now. Last 6 years I'm working with a Big Four company. And just to be brief about myself, I have trained more than 200 people. Outside of Workday, my company. And I've worked on many implementation projects and support projects. I do take corporate batches. I do take individual support batches. I do this because I love Workday. I literally want to know more about Workday every day. That's why I'm doing this. But it's very easy comparison. You can go to Google or just go to any IT blog websites or blogger. I'll do that for sure. I think Workday will win. Not because I am into Workday. Because of the UI. And the complexities. Configurations are not that much compared to SAP. It's straightforward. As I said in the first year session, even at Truth Pass. Over recently passed the school. Can all learn this and become a certified consultant in 2-3 months. Great. I just wanted to know in this session if I enroll for this course. What you will be guiding me through, it's only a teaching, or you will be helping me with getting the certification through Workday, or how it will be. See, in this we will be covering almost bits of pieces of ignition setup also. The hierarchy setup also, accounting details as account posting rules and entire thing about your supplier management. Your procurement management for your expense reports, your acquisitions, queues. All those things will be covering supplier contracts, purchase orders and everything. Using while we are going through this side, we will be covering a lot of reporting as we will be getting a lot of reports. Procurement. Remember, supplier change management is just a bit and piece and submodule of Workday Financial. Change management, it's not entire financial. It's a part of that. I think all of us are good now and apologies for taking out some time on this, but I think it helped everyone. Just to be clear on who is getting more clients in the market compared to CSAP, I remember my days, colleges, when I used to go from Delhi to Noida. Noida was the hub of getting SAP training in college days. That time, I was just starting my career and then somebody told me, you have to pay 2 lakhs to Siemens to get certified. That was the course at that time, from Siemens. You are taking this course from an institute, Cloud Foundation somewhere. And then you were enrolling for the exam. The cost was one time. It was just 2 lakhs. It's one-time exam, one take. It was quite costly that time. And I know that they had occupied 500 GPS space of my laptop that time. Was too heavy. I'm not now what space that takes, but it was 500 GB space they have taken from my laptop. I got another SSD for that. It's it and one day look. At Workday, no space allotment, you just password, internet connection, and you're done. You can access it from your phone, tablet, laptop, desktop, anywhere. That's how easy it is. I mean, look at LinkedIn. Don't trust me or somebody else. Just go to LinkedIn. Look at the job section. Find many jobs for Workday. The SAP has centralized for some reasons only. Fortune 500 companies, if you see Workday also, it has break, it doesn't break through. It has got many Fortune 500 clients now. 500 clients. They were shying away from using Workday because they said it's a hard data. Why should we share with Workday? They would have access to our data on their servers and but they came up with many sermons. Oxlade SX report, SE reports, applications. After that, they won the trust of this Fortune 500 clients globally. And all these big giants started moving from SAP Oracle himself to Workday. That's how. Their data is secure, that much secure data they have. On top of that, it works 24/7, any global location, on one single implementation, one single place. You can live it anywhere in the world. Cost also, get rid of you. You had to buy your own servers, put them in your office, always maintain them. You have to get resources for just to maintain those servers only. Here, you don't have to worry about anything. They have servers across the world now. They have offices across the world now. They're spreading anything. Their presence in the global market. That's why Workday has an edge over other ERPs. NetSuite is also there. When I was in one of the big four companies there, we used to have NetSuite. Compared to the team Workday was expanding, it was nothing. NetSuite was only 4 resources and the entire year, and whereas Workday team, our team got expanding, it's put into 40 resources in a year. That's how it's rapidly growing in the market. It's growing. It's a good time to take the certification and yes, it's just on your CV. You can mention that you have gone through this training. The concepts web and it helps you to prepare in the interviews. Certification part, let me just reiterate for all of you. There are only 2 things. 1. You join a partner firm or a partner company, Accenture, Kainos, Stat or Allied Learning Wars. I am Deloitte, KPMG, PUC, EY, IBM, HCL, Capgemini, Cognizant, many other partner firms are there. You join them, then you join their boot camp sessions. And then they will study for 2-week certifications. Nowadays they come to India only for giving trainings. And sometimes they do virtual also. But earlier when they started, when we went to US, the only thing is that you have to apply for a B1B to USA. And those were the golden days. That's how we used to travel to US also. They had 3 locations only initially. One was in San Francisco, their head office. One was in Amsterdam and one was in Hong Kong. In last 2 days we were going to work navigation company setup. Now we have to set up something about company, which is accounting details. And that is important because if you don't do that, we will not be able to initiate the transactions. What is the company name? 10 marks. Reliance Global Communications. Spot on. Yes, exactly, Reliance Communications. This is the RS. You are clear with the company. What is the company? Yes. A company is a legal entity which does transactions. either buying the items or selling the items. And company is the key thing for any transaction. You do purchase order. You need a company. You do supplier invoices. You need a company. You do requisitions in a company. Configuration. You need a company. That's why you are setting up the company first. You have an overview also that how do we set up organizations in the system? Now our company was set up and we have done the contact details, text its ownership details, and on. Now we would be setting the accounting details, without which we will not be able to do transactions. Look for your company. Look for this 3 dots. I prefer calling it 3 dots. If you want, you can call it. Related actions you want it are, let's take on RA, that's not Rahul Gandhi. It's related actions. Related actions your company and can make. Company details. Now, when you come here, you see a lot of prompts here. Now this section just before the space of these 3 lines. Here we call them prompts, POMPT, prompt. These are the prompts storing different information. Now we would be setting up at least basic details here and then go through from scratch. I'll show you how to set up all these things. Quickly, let me add all these details and then from scratch. Talk about this. Our major work would be completed once you're done with this accounting setup and getting the letters and opening of the period after that. This is a smooth ride. Transactions, and configurations. That's all. Initial hiccups, but after that it will be all set. I'll talk about this fiscal schedule in a minute and I'll talk about this account set also. Now let's talk about this. What is a fiscal schedule? In Workday, sometimes you can find the words a little bit different, whatever we use in daily life. It's the Schedule SC new tab. Let me show you first how does it look and then do it from scratch. How do we configure this? It's a financial year. As you can see, it starts from a date, it ends on a date and typically for US companies, it is what? Started of what? That will be 1st of January and ends on 31st of December. And what is the fiscal shift for Indian companies? Is it because depends on the different companies or is it 2005? 98% will be same. It will be 1st of April and 30% of April to March. That's it, starts on 1st of April and some 31st of. For US and Western world countries, they are different from us. We don't them, they don't us. They start from 1st of January and 31st of March. And why? What is the reason why we have April and March? Year ending we have. There is a different reason why it was. As per Hindu New Year, it starts somewhere in April and ends in March, and New Year starts for Hindus in somewhere in April. As person I had this somewhere, read this about somewhere on the Google, that's how from there it got adapted to April to March. Although we were occupied by UK for 200 years, Still, we didn't follow their calendar, which is January to December. Many Asian countries are APC countries also, if you see Singapore and other countries. Some follows US side. Some countries follow the India and Pakistan and Sri Lanka. They follow April to March calendar. Now, this was a detailed description about what is a fiscal schedule. Typically, we call them as a financial year. Now we have assessment year also. What is the difference between assessment year and fiscal year? The time wherein performance is captured or something, I'm just wondering. Fiscal year is financial year. Accounting is in the assessment year is appraisal year. That never happens. They always delete. Yes, you're in and accounting world knowledge. We file our ideas for the previous years in. You'll be filing your financial year 24 to 25. Next, we will be assessment here. This will be your financial year. Now, this is about that. If you see to Jan, Feb, March, all these 12 periods. It starts on 1st of Jan and some 31st of December. How do we create this fiscal year? Schedules and everything and this posting periods. See. The task is create fiscal channel. First one, you give it a name. Name it just our company. Although not use it, but somehow name it that. Reliance Auto Corporate Fiscal. Click on this checkbox and you will see the magic power of this small checkbox later on. After this, you have to type maintain posting intervals. Maintain fiscal schedule post to interviews. What is this fiscal schedule name Reliance? I was typing the same, isn't it? Anyways, guys, now what we have to do? We have to add 12 period. Globally, the implementation cycle, the methodology, we just use the first 3 alphabets of the month. Not write entire January. Just say Jan here. Save here. That's across implementations and torrents. You will find out. March, April, May, June, July. While I am doing this, another trivia kind of questions. Why we call them as January, February, March, April? Any Someone already decided that it should be called this. Good, Freddy. What about girls here? I don't know. Surrender, follow me. Let me break the suspense here. If you guys have no clue, that's absolutely fine. If you start asking your ER question to me, when I'll be, Mum. No answer, boss. The interesting story behind this is that these names have been derived from Roman kings. There were kings Juliet, Augustus Under, and Menzel that. They took the name, some part of their names, and it started Roman calendars. We have Roman numbers. From there they derive this name. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, December. I think I remember January is something. Some sort of name, yes. No other. Roman Emperor's name. Did you this information? Something not what you say. Something good to know. This is quite new to me. I didn't know this. I was quite aware, but the other ones I didn't. I know it's good. I sharing more information apart from buggy. It helps. After getting married, only I came to know in this world that I don't know anything in this world. Now, once you're done with this posting intervals, we have to go this task or create initial fiscal year. Again, I will try my luck. Let's see. It's there. Now we have to give the number here a name. You can call it financial year. Or something this started initially. It's tough. I'll show you a brother Darbra in a minute after this. After that it will be blink of a second. And it's little tough. It's gonna start it. I'll assume that we are doing this for US companies as we all get salaries from US companies projects only. Lower 2024 would be the start date. Fiscal year end date. What will be the end date? End will be 2024. April, May, June, July, June. August, September, one time after that, it's easy. November, that should be. December, that you enter the end dates. One time job. We did some mistake somewhere. Let's see where we did that. I think January. Yes, no, that's no Feb. Feb is added as 28. Yo, that should be 31st year, and this one. It's fine now. We got started and ended now. Let's do Alibaba's magic. Abaragabaj. Jadi. And just say create next fiscal year. My trainer was amazing, who told me what works. He was an amazing trader. Create next fiscal year. Reliance Communications. Now see the magic of Workday, why people love Workday. I'm doing 25. Just name it. And see it has pre-populated those end dates for me, started for me. And I just need to hit this done. See how many seconds it took, maybe 10, 15. Seconds only and our financial year is ready. If you go to fiscal schedule here, you will see 24, 25. Any questions on this? Just I don't know if this is, I think it might be out of the box. A Workday, who created this? Actually owners of this work, yes. Very good question. Although I never asked this in interviews while I took the people. That's one. Anil Bose and David Appeal, who were the prior owners of People. Soft. They sold out the PeopleSoft to Oracle and whatever money. Chunk of the world money. They generated this wonderful app Workday. They are still the owners of this company. The patent owners. With that money, they created this company called Initially, they started with HCM stuff only, human capital management, but as they realized need to store on financials, grant student, and many more things boomed. That was just the beginning, and after that they never looked back. If I have to go back to homepage, who will tell me how can I go back? Click on that profile or the three line from left. Let's go. No, sorry, not here. I'm not sure exactly. Click on this view icon and you're back to your homepage. Now let's go back. Let's talk about this account set. Now account set is nothing. It's your collection of leather accounts. If you type view account set, we all know leather accounts. Anyone here who doesn't know any leather accounts? I hope all of us know. Ledger accounts know. Debit and credit entries, we use ledger accounts there. Long time since I learned that. I studied that. Time to learn now, man. And to help you out, guys, I have something for you. I'll share that too. 1 second. Anyone who has interest burning the candles can go to this. I have still not completed their entire website. Go to this accounting coach.com. Accounting for free. It has everything about accounting and they explain it. There explained a child to a child. They have the simplest form of teaching this. Website is completely free. The content is free. They have many practices, crosswords, quizzes. That video trainings, many more things go to this. They have everything accounting basics, debit credit, chart of account bookkeeping, accounting question, financial accounting, existing interest, everything. I know this website for last 9 years, but I have still not completed everything. It's completely free, and if you're reading to know more about accounting stuff, go to this website. No left, this is what is this website only. It has everything. We go to the concept corporate. Corporate is nothing but the accounts and the collection of the leather accounts which could be used in your accounting entries. I already follow. Any questions on the account set? No hold. It's a collection of a leather account, that's all. And how do we create this? Simple. Account set. Task name. Let's give it a name. And start adding the leather accounts. Now again, this information would be provided to you by client itself. You don't have to type anything from your side. All this would be given by client only. Let it count, type asset, liability, equity, income, expense. That is it. Restrict it to. If you want to restrict the state account to a particular company, then add that company here. Otherwise, you can keep it blank. As I said, they have made it. Everything is easy. You just have to use the search bar and then just type some keywords. Everything will populate whatever you have access to. Then account control rule set. Let's see this part. In Workday, accounting happens through 2 ways. One is your operational journal, your supplier invoice, customer invoice, that your assets, transactions, all those things. Then you got manual entries. Manual entries means when you manually create a journal for posting adjustment entries, your month-end entries, your accrual entries and that. For that we have account control set where we can define. Let me show you that. See, we define the company who will be using it, the currency, the account set. And we define the limit here that if somebody is using a cash letter account in approved threshold amount, is this then anything which they are using more than 500 for this letter account that would be routed for an approval. What I'll do, I know for as an additional thing, I'll teach you this. Journals also. Sounds good. Let's do something apart from SCM also. I'll show you how to create a journal also. Somebody asked you how to get a journal. At this you can answer it. Yes, and this is quite easy to create the step. Name. Let's say Reliance Corporate, and this is the account set. Here we have currency. We will define. We just add the letter accounts. I guess. And that's how you create the account controls. I'll just show you the usage of this while creating some journals. Similarly, we have for operational transactions. Now how to find for operational transactions setup. Type view account posting. Instead of control, we say posting rule set. And again type standard here. And all see, all these are different operational transactions, cash transactions, deferred down payment for suppliers, no expense, advance expense, payable expense media supplier. Many transactions are there. Type are there. For them, we define the accounting here. I'll show you for a second. And that should have more data. Oh wow. You don't have, what about spender revenue? My goodness. I'll get this F7 items here. How to read this out now this. Configuration, what you see on your screen, it's used by the operational transactions. And these are the operational transactions. What the system is saying here is that if my customer category or revenue transactions is NPC retail customers, then hit to 4000. Leather account. If there is a project group and revenue category this values, then post to 4001. Now let's assume system went from top to bottom. Check all validations values. It did not find anything which is matching. In your transaction, maybe you have used a customer category called NTPC buses. Not retail customers. It says, buddy, what? I did not find your retail customer category. Now then, what the system will do? It will hit to default letter account here. Here it will hit, and let's assume the system finds out it's configured by a lazy person, codehole, who's quite lazy in his work and he left it blank intentionally, unintentionally then, system will throw all this kind of journals into an error status. And we have a report to run. That is a fixed operational journals with errors here will give the company and that's part of regular accounting team activity. Luckily, we just found one journal. At least it's missing one letter account that cannot be used by this company. That's all. That's how, and it's unresolved journals. There's nothing here. Clear to you? Any doubts, questions? No, they have been too many, but as of now, whatever we discuss and doubt on that part. Now, create account posting rule set. Again, view or create, it's the same thing. Create account posting rule set. And just give a name finance account set corporate. Because we have to pull the leather accounts also. Leather accounts will come from the account set. Now how to define this? For example, you want cash. Click on this. Edit posting rule. And you define a default laser account here. Cash 1000. I'll define the laser account. I'm using the same laser account, but it will not be same. It will be different. I'm using a dimension here. Let's say company is GMS USA, then you will get 2. This will get 2000 cash, and if it doesn't find a company, then it will get to default laser account. Clear on this? We will be coming back to this many times. Don't worry. Now, other thing I want to discuss is a translation rule set. How the numbers will be translated. Again, we will use consolidation here. Let's see this. Let's do this. This is the account translation. Apart from your regular currency, if you are doing transactions in other currency also, this is how the system will translate the numbers. I'm not going to deep this about this now, because this is a little other configuration, little bit complex. Not discuss this now. Once we had some transactions, come back to this. I just wanted to show you what does it do. Then come back. The other option we have selected is journal reversal options. What does it do? Suppose you are cancelling out your journal, then reverse debit and credit. What it will do? I'll show you. Let's assume we had a journal entry. This is my letter account. This is debit amount. This is credit amount. My letter account number is LIN 1000 and 2000. The debit amount was 500, negative 500. If I go with the first option, that is reverse debit and credit, means suppose I have cancelled my transaction. In the first scenario, if I choose with that option, what its system will do? It will reverse out. And 1025 and the 1 would be debited. It was earlier credit and then 1000 will become a credit. Now, if you see if this impact is 0. With me for on this. Now, if you go with the second option, keep debit credit as it is and reverse this sign. 99.9% you will find the first option only. Companies doesn't this second option, what it will do? Suppose we had this. It's saying, keep the deficit as it is fair enough, just reverse the sign, it will become minus and become positive. That's all. Again, the impact will be 0, correct. Do you have these options? Any doubt? Can you just one more time? Let's start with the first option again. Suppose we had this entries. I have an operation. Let's say a customer invoice was there, for which it has hit to a 1000 leather account and this leather account 2501. Now I have Cancelled my customer invoice. I have cancelled now. Earlier it had. Impacted my books with this amount on this leather account. Correct trial. Balance all those things now. As of my cancelled invoice now, what will happen if you go with the first option, which is reverse debit and credit? No, 2501, it will be what debited and it will be credited. If you see the impact, it's 0. Now I'm back on financial books with me far. Yes, now let's go with this second option. Keep with credit as it is and reverse the sign. Earlier it was 1000 only, but now it will be a negative of 5000. Now, as I'm keeping the debit credit as it is, I'm just reversing the sign. It will be the minus 5000 and it will become a positive 5000. That's all, and again impact is 0. Clear now? Very interesting fact about this currency. Once you hit a single transaction, in the system, or you assign this accounting, you will not be able to change the company currency. Mark it down. You will not be able to change the company currency. You have to inactivate the entire company. You have to close all the transactions and then you have to create a new company putting the currency. During deployments implementation, it's very important you keep the currency correct. That's why we have SESTs in place. Client can cross-check that is the company currency is correct. Or remember, if you hit one transaction, you will not be able to change the currency. Now if I want to change this, nothing happens. But the moment I take out control rule step, this will be enabled and I'll be able to select the currency again. That's very important. We are done with the accounting details now. Once we are done with this, we have to go to next task. We have to create a ledger for this, which can store actual transactions. For this ledger is a book, which not a book, I'll call it, is a place where it captures all the transactions. Actual transition, go with this task, date ledger. Put the company plans communications. Here just select actuals. This will get enabled. Uncheck that. This is for more of budgeting and planning things. Not get into that now. Once you have done this task, then the next is create letter year letter periods. Company RLCC, fiscal year. You have to put the fiscal year, which is the current year. And this is also done. After that, we have to open the periods for this company. We can post transactions. For that we need an accounting manager role. Access. What we do, assign the accounting manager role. Click on these 3 dots. Go to roles. Assign roles and assign it to our dummy person called Teresa Serra. I'm making a mistake here. What guys, let me break this. Role would be accounting manager assigned to Teresa Serrano. Now it will come. This was assigned to column the person name, position name. This was the role name. Now do proxy as Teresa Serrano. The task is a start proxy. Proxy is logging on behalf of others. This proxy is only enabled and available in your implementation. Tenants and in the sandbox preview, tenant and in sandbox. Tenants, it's not available in your production. Why? Because Because it being a dummy account or no, never be a WWE. If it happens, I'll be able to see your salary. You'll be able to see my salary ratings, everything. Oh, they will be WWE in the entire company. Just what is it? They asked me you're also a fan of WE. That's why it, and in sandbox tenants also, it's not given to everyone. They trust administrators, and few selected people get the access. Otherwise, they will get the access to everything. They will be able to see salaries, their performance, bonuses, and ratings. How come you got 2 ratings? I worked hard. It would be hell in a cell. I would say, yes. That's why working is smart, and they have not enabled this in production tenants. There's no even a task. Also, it's a start proxy. What to? I'll see. We've got the roles here, just object. I'll take manager, and here's the name. Poof. What do? The task name is mass update ledger. I'll tell you what interesting story. Now you have to give a here, which is 24. I'm not sure if you've heard this story, but it was quite famous story and it's still available on YouTube and on all the platforms. What happened on one of this money control? Call this CNBC channel. This channel's money control and CNBC. Have you seen these channels before? Or this channels before? See your money control channel CNBC. They were talking about in the morning hours. They talk about the share site, what share you should buy, what share you should keep in hold. Long-term investment, that correct? If any one of you is in it to share market, one fine day, and it's only about YouTube, just type MRF story on YouTube, you'll get it. One fine day they got a call from a teacher. A government teacher from Tilaknagar, Delhi. I'm not sure if this place name. It's in Delhi. Nagar. Neighborhood of all these Sedas and Sikhs and Punjabis. That guy just called randomly. That guy the money control. Or SME, the name I forgot. It's a quite famous investor who gives him advices. He called up randomly and said that, "Hi sir. Morning, I want to ask you something." They said, "What you do?" He said, "I'm a government." Teacher, fair enough, then what happened? Tell us. He said, "Sir, my grandfather just expired few days before expiring, I don't know what he did, he just called me in the room. Gave me some papers. I'm not sure what they are. There look some tire purchase papers for me, but this says some more. She is exactly," it narrated, "and I have this myth. Share says fine, and how many MRF shares you have?" If I hear it correctly, he said, almost 50,000 plus shares were there in paper format, and he said, "Better just keep it. It will come handy in rainy days, and you can encash them for me. It's just a ratty only dustbin. But before throwing them in dustbin, and my school days are I'm also having trouble in my job now. But I just want to know if I can get some 1,000 rupees from that. And if I can survive a few more days until I can find a new job." Then this guy was entire in this panel, was in shock. "And this is what you got, 50,000 shares of MRF?" They say, "Yes, this is the count. I have counted 3 times. This is MEF shares, and I don't know what to do with the shares. Can I get some 10,000 rupees from that?" And they jump off from their chair and say, "Buddy, you can buy the entire schools, not the schools. The chain of schools. You are currently sitting on a cash of 7,000 crores. His grandfather made him a rich person worth 7,000 crores. Can you believe it? He transferred the shares on his grandson name. And what do you say? We don't know how, when a lucky time would come." That guy was speechless. He was not able to utter a word on the call. And they were, "Hey, buddy, you're there. You're there." And he was speechless. "You were sitting on a cash of 7,000 crores. Congratulations." That day I searched entire home. If I have any MRF shares. The funny thing is that what you said, no, I still don't know. I don't know. Many people might be knowing shares, but I still don't know how a particular share works. I have that code. I don't know how it will come. But know that. Know that. Ranveer Singh's movies there, no. I think it's all the movies name. I think. I don't know. Can you believe if this happens to you? What will you do? You would be thinking slapping of principal. Next day you'll be working for me now, not you. And that's working for me now. He became 7,000 crores of owner in just a 5 minute. Which he was about to throw in dust. Me never underestimate the power of papers. It's a great story. You just should go on YouTube and you should share that conversation. And somewhere $7,000, 2,000 euros. He became the owner of that much money. You never know when the time will flip. This is the year, this is the company. And now we're opening up all the periods we can use, all the Jan to December periods for any month. Posting connections and you simply here straightforward. You got 12 months here. Starting from Jan to December, you just click on the select all mark. New status is open. And you're done, buddy. Now we have opened all the periods for this company, which we'll use tomorrow. Onward to start transactions. Any doubts, questions about this? Or I hope you are liking the session. If not, just let me know, buddy. I'll work on that. But let me know. Anything else you want to know? Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.